Morning, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to day one on Project Sweety Pie. We are doing this, it's mid-afternoon, no it's not, it's early afternoon. Nice hot warm-ish day and we're going to get stuck in and get it done. Completed in one day, no not really. We're going to do as much as we can. I've just been and got a bumper. Not in colour, unfortunately. I think I've explained the bumper situation to you already on the first video. I've just been to Crawley and picked that up, or Pease Pottage I've been, just near Gatwick, to pick that up. It's in absolutely beautiful condition. It's a shame that it's got to be painted, or I'll keep it as it is and we'll find another bumper and just take all the bits off of it. We'll decide. Anyway, day one, I want to see if I can get this, I was going to say driving, get this put back together this afternoon so I can put it in front of the house and then keep looking for a bumper in colour, and then we can get on with the red car and get that one finished, because that's really what I want to do, get that one finished. So without any further waffle, let us get on with it. Let's show you what we've got bumper wise, and all the other parts have now arrived as well. There's still a couple of bits I need, but all the other bits have come. Let's get on with it, let's do it, let's go. That was rather a long intro. Okay, you never would have thought I'd jet wash those tyres, would you? Look at the state of them. Okay, these have got Continentals on them, so I reckon these are the original tyres, you know. So I'm not going to put cheap nasty ones on. I will put Continentals on to match. I say put Continentals on, I think it only needs one. Don't really need that one, but I'll see how much they are, and I'll see how much the money goes. Because obviously it is racking up how much I'm spending. Get off, fly. Get off. Sorry, fly on the camera. Yeah, I'll see how much they are. Definitely needs a new one on the other side. I think it does. It would be better to get one for this side, really, and then it's a matching pair on the front as well, isn't it? So we'll see. But yeah, probably will. So parts. There's the bumper. As you can see, I was mistaken about the DRLs. It wasn't, the DRLs aren't included. I still got to buy a DRL, but that is in absolutely, I don't know what year it's off of. Does it say on here on the label? 2018, same year. It is in absolutely beautiful condition, and all of the grills and everything are in, and the fog lights as well. So I haven't got to buy any fog lights, which is fantastic because they're bloody expensive. Yeah. The only thing with it was there was a little bit of a hickey there, but I don't know what we're going to do yet, because as I say, if I can find a bumper in colour without any of the bits on, you know, for a couple of £100, I'll probably buy that, take all these bits off, which they've got to come off anyway to paint this, and then sell what's left. And then, you know, if there's any bits on the bumper, I would rather have a bumper that I've just got to do a few little paint corrections, shall we say, rather than completely painting this. If it was an older car, yeah, I would, and I have done it. And of course, I did it on my sister-in-law's, which is a 2017. That was painted in winter and wasn't fantastic, but I want to make as good a job as I can, of course, because it's a much newer car. I'll be getting top money for it, I think. The day one walk around, sorry, not day one, the walk around video has not gone live yet. At the end of that one, I did ask you what you thought I should sell it for. So I don't know what your reactions are going to be to that, because that video's not even gone live yet. Probably won't go live for a couple of weeks. But we've got the wing. Wings come, not unpacked yet. I showed you the front panel. We've got the bonnet over there in colour. And now, of course, we've got the bumper. So we need an arch liner, driver's side arch liner. What else do we need? Not much, I don't think. I think we've virtually got it all now. I think that's pretty much it. I've found another aerial. I had problems with the aerial, so I had a spare aerial. Now they do vary, because on some of these newer cars, the thread is a completely different size. So I bought this thinking, because it comes with adapters, and I thought if anything I can use the adapters. I can't use the adapters on the original aerial, but I can use it on there. So I'll put that one on for the time being. Now I'm not sure whether this car's even got DAB. I'm not sure whether that would be sufficient for DAB. Only time will tell. If not, I might potentially have to go to Fiat and buy one. But yeah, we're going to get on with it. So I'm just going to get this bumper out of the way, and we'll start thinking about, we'll take the bonnet off, we'll stick the new bonnet on. I don't think there's going to be any straightening issues. It has shifted a little bit, but that can be done with adjustment on the bolts. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of adjustment needed. Obviously we've got to bend that back into shape. Now we've got the wing, obviously we can get the wing on and we can offer it up and see how much that needs to be bent back. We'll take that bracket off and there and put it back on afterwards. We've got to straighten that. To do that I'm going to take off the water bottle, squirter bottle, and then we can get the front panel on. I've found some bolts. I've got the bolts here. I've sorted out a load. I've got some bumper bolts. No, not bumper bolts. I've got some headlight bolts. I've got some wing bolts, and I've got front panel bolts. Of course, I've got all my little things here, which have got wing bolts in there, and we've got what else we got? Yeah, various things there. So hopefully, I've got everything. The only thing that I haven't yet found is the top. These bolts, the ones that go in here, they're 13mm. So I think what I'll do is I'll take one off of one of the other cars and then go through all my bits, because I'm not sure. I know what they're sort of what they look like, but yeah, I want to just compare one so I can go through all my buckets of bolts and sort out, so I know I've got the right ones. Yeah, so that's where we are. So yeah, let's get on, let's get it done. There you go, bonnet off, and as you can see I've taken that off. I'm just going to let it hang. Don't need to take it off. I don't know why they said that needs replacing, because unless there's a hole up here somewhere that it's drained down to that I don't know about yet, but I will, once I put it back on, I'll fill it right up. But that might be the case, or it might be just because it needs a new cap, which I don't think I have, but we might do, so we'll have a look round. I might have one in some random bucket of bits, you never know. But yeah, so what we need to do first, of course, is straighten this, because I'm going to put this on first before we do the wing and so on. I do need to find those bolts as well, of course. So that's it when it's bent, and then 5 minutes later it'll be like this. There you go, completely straight. So all to do, heat it up. I'm not going to touch it because it's still red hot, not quite red hot, but it's still very hot. I can feel the heat coming off of it. Oh, heat it up just here, and round the back. This end, oh, this bit was bent more than that bit, and then just hit it hard as you can with a hammer. And now that is perfectly straight, absolutely perfectly straight. That's it. So that was the only reason it was a Cat S. How crazy is that? I've lost some fluid because it turned upside down. I'm now kneeling in it. But I'll get some water on that just to cool it down, and then we'll put this back on and top that up just to make sure that there aren't any leaks in it before we go any further. Yeah, no longer a Cat S. You know what I mean. Of course, I don't actually need the radiator and fan and everything else out of this one, so I need to take those off. Bars. I wondered whether the bolts might be in the bars, holding the bars on, but it's just the 10mm nuts. So that's good. So I'll get all those off. Get the bars off. Take it'll take everything out of there. Of course, good thing is, although we've got a what do you call it, a bonnet catch there, we might as well leave that one on. We've got a horn as well, although I've got loads of horns. I didn't need a horn, but then we've got them, and then of course that means you've got the bolt as well, which is good. So yeah, so I'm going to move that up in the air, put it up on a stool or something, get the bottom bits undone, get it all off, and then we'll be nice and much lighter then as well, and we can offer that up and then we'll do that on time lapse, and yeah, and then we'll get it on. Job, because everything's connected, of course, pipes and what have you, so it's quite heavy, and it's obviously you have to get this bit on the inside and this bit on the outside, so I had to take the brackets off of the radiator that came with the front panel, and then put them on there, so it's gone on nicely. Obviously we had to replace one of those out of my spares down there. But yeah, it's just held on by 2 bolts at the top at the moment, so we need to get a jack underneath, jack it up. What I want to do is I want to just double check. I've got a feeling, I might be wrong, but I've got a feeling that pipe is running in the wrong place. I'm not sure, so I'm going to have a look at the spool that's in front of the house and just double check that, because I thought it ran along here, but I could be wrong, don't know. So I'm just going to go and double check that now. No, it doesn't. No, it is in the right place. I wasn't sure whether it was, it just didn't look right. But yeah, no, it is in the right place, that's good. Okay, let's go back to the car. So we'll be getting on with this car soon. At long last. Yeah, so it was in the right place, that's good. I think it has dinged the pipe there. It hasn't broken the pipe, but it had dinged it a little bit. So hopefully we won't have to replace that. I don't think we will. I've had pipes that have been damaged worse than that before. I just need to thread this in the right place in this bracket here, and the plug is here somewhere as well, wherever the plug is gone. Here it is. So that plug for the aircon pushes in there, or there maybe. Must be that one. So we'll plug it in first. We'll get the bars on first. Yeah, so let's get on and get these bars on. My camera just fell off the tripod. My tripod mount bit is broken. It's all just fallen apart. I'll have to get a new one of those. It started tipping forward and just about to fall, and I caught it. So I was just about to set it up to put the headlight on. So I can't do that now because I've got no tripod now. Damn. Okay. Anyway, we'll assume I can actually not just part of the tripod, and I can replace that without buying a complete new tripod. We will see. Anyway. It's all expenses, isn't it? All tax deductible. I'm still waiting to hear back from the MOT garage from QuickFit. That was a good couple of hours ago that they MOT'd it, and they're supposed to be regassing the aircon, but not heard from them. Strange. Anyway, let's get a headlight. I'm not going to bother with obviously the other side, because we know that won't fit because the brackets are bent, and we will need to bend those back. So I'm just going to put this headlight in for now. Actually, I say that I can't remember which headlight. I think that was the headlight actually that's got the broken tab, which was the headlight that came with the car, the only headlight that came with the car. I think I'll double check that, because we might have to put a new one on. That's assuming I've got one, of course, so we'll do that. Yeah, we'll come back once we've got that on, but you know, we're front's done now. The bonnet catch is all wired up, you know, cabled up, horns on, the wires are ready to be plugged into the spotlights, fog lights, We've run all made sure the pipes are all in the right place, which they are. We've plugged in the aircon condenser. Yeah, we're ready to get the bumper on. Actually, we'll stick the bonnet on. Got to stick the bonnet on, haven't we? Yeah, obviously before the end of the day we'll stick the bonnet on. Whether it will shut remains to be seen. We shall see. Right, that headlight's in. Fits perfect, as you'd expect. I had one of these, so I've put a new bracket on there. These are not meant for the facelift lights, but they do fit, but you do have to trim very slightly underneath the screw there. I should have shown you before I put it on. But yeah, they do. It just needs a little bit of plastic trimming off, because they are a different shape at the back, but they do go on. They fit nice. So that's on. That's that one. Fits nicely. Obviously, this one will be a bit of an issue because so it is bent here, isn't it? This is bent, so we're going to need to use the porta power to bend that back. I did get a pair of pliers on it earlier. I don't know if you saw me. I'm not sure if that's a kink there in it. I don't think so. Probably if we pushed there, not there because that's that bracket. If we pushed there, that would probably help to push that round, I would imagine, because that's sticking out too far, isn't it? That should be more like that. So I reckon if we push there, that will help to pull that back round. So I think rather than trying to push here, which I'd probably have to push off, I think before I managed to push off the ground when I did it on the other side, but here I'd probably have to push off the chassis leg or something. But rather than doing that, I think I'll get it closer to the wall and I'll push off the wall on that bit. We might have to do a bit, walk into the wall. We might have to do a bit of both actually. We'll see. But yeah, making good progress. I am going to put the bonnet on now. Can't film it because of my tripod broken. I have discovered that you can just replace that piece at the top. So I'll have to try and order one of those today on Amazon. Otherwise we won't be able to film very much if I'm not holding the camera. That one's obviously for the phone, so I can't use that one. So yeah, we're really getting there. So I won't film it obviously, but I'm not going to bother filming it on time. That's pointless. I'll get the bonnet on and we'll close it up and see if it does actually close. That would be nice if it did without any manipulation, but I don't suppose it will. But you never know. Obviously we haven't got a wing on the other side to test it, but at least we can test it on this side and see whether it actually shuts. It'd be nice if it actually shuts. And then we'll get that blue bumper on, I think, just to protect it from the weather. I did actually want to just try and hang the bumper in some way, just for now, because I want to put the car in front of the house. Yeah, so I can get the red one down here. So yeah, I will put it on just so it's on, just so it's not open to the weather. And then we'll come out tomorrow. We'll come out next week and do it. See if we can get it straightened up and get it all on. What I forgot to say, that was the reason that I got the camera out. So we've got bolts for the wing. I've got blue ones, I've got red ones, I've got white ones, I've got all sorts. I haven't actually done a grey car in this colour before, although I may have some other grey ones. And I will check in my box over here actually before I do. But what I thought is a good idea, top tip for the day, is rather than using, if a white one there, which would be like that, which would stick out like a sore thumb. I mean, you can paint them, but what I thought I'd do is I'd replace that one there with a white one, although of course you can see that, and then I'll put that one here. If I haven't got any other grey ones, I thought that was quite a good idea. Yeah, I'm just going to check before I do that, and then I'll actually take that off, because while the wing's off, obviously it's nice and easy to get to it as well. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Makes sense, doesn't it? And I could potentially take the one from there as well, although I don't really. You can actually see them, can't you? So the one inside the door is the most important one, really, because I say if I have to get some paint and paint them, then that's not the end of the world. I'll do that just to paint the heads. I'll just put some tape around them and just spray the tops of the heads of the bolts and then put some clear over them. It's not the end of the world, but obviously I don't want them the wrong colour. Well, it closes, not properly, but I mean, I say not properly. It goes lovely into there. Obviously, it needs there's some lining up issues. It needs to come forward, and if it comes forward, it might actually take care of that. Bearing in mind this wing's not moved. So obviously the other side we can't tell because we ain't got a wing on. But yeah. Now what about colour wise? It's off a car of the same year. Yeah, no difference. Spot on. Obviously we don't know whether that wing's, I can't remember what year car that wing's off of. It has got some a black stripe, plastic stripe, which we'll obviously have to take off. It is the right colour, I did ask, and it is the right colour. Whether it's actually going to match or not remains to be seen, because we don't want a patchwork quilt, do we? But that matches fine, so that's good. Right, it's on, sort of. Again, it matches, it seems to match fine. There are some scratches on it which I didn't know about. There's a scratch there and there's a scratch there, quite a deep one there. Didn't know they were there, but hopefully I can sort those out. Obviously I've got scratches on the other side of the car, but yeah, if you come down it, I mean, it's a bit on the bent side down here. I think it's this thing when they take the wings off, they don't take them off properly. They just pull them and they pull it out. This happened to me on the last one, so that will need bending to make sure it's in the right place. As I say, it happened on the last wing I did. I can't remember which car it was now. But down there you can see, obviously that's where that's bent. So we'll, I mean, that might be something to do with it actually. Because if that thing's sticking out, that means the wing's not going in properly, is it? So that could be something to do with it. But I just wanted to get it on, just to protect it from the weather, more than anything. But there's no dents in it, that's the main thing. Yeah, that'll do for now. So we'll shut the bonnet, and then I think we'll call it a day for now. We'll move the car into the front, out the front of the house, and that'll be done on that then. I think I better ring Quick Fit because I still haven't heard from them. And now it's school time. I'm going to end up getting on buses with all the school kids. Great fun. Right, what we're going to do now is put the bumper on, and then I'm going to move the car, and we'll come back next week sometime and get this front finished off, get that wing sorted out. We've got to take get the old boiling kettle out and take that off, and try and do these little scratches that are on it, which is a damn shame they've got those scratches on, but hey ho. But we'll sort it out. As I say, we've got to do this one around the other side anyway at some point, which is where it's been keyed. And that's even deeper. So we're going to try and use our method. If I can't do it, I'm going to have to either get a smart repairer in or take it to a body shop somewhere. I might try using a smart repairer. It's got to be done. It's got to look good. You know, when the sun's on this car, it glistens. Well, it doesn't because it's filthy, but it would generally glisten. With the pearlescent bits or metallic, not pearlescent, it's not pearlescent, it's metallic. But it is a single stage. It's not a double stage, you know what I mean. It is not pearlescent, so it's not two different paints, it's just the one. But yeah, looking good, looking good. It's nice to get the new bonnet on it, even if it doesn't fit properly. But it does shut, so that's good. So let me just get this blue bumper on. You can have a proper look at it when it's on the car. It'll look a bit odd, but never mind. And then we'll whilst I'm working on the red car, there's no rush on this one at all, apart from the money that's tied up in it. So the search will continue for potentially a bumper, even with one that's got a tiny little bit of damage in it, that we can just use the bits off that bumper and then sell that bumper. And there it is, in all its glory. It's absolutely beautiful condition. I'll tell you what I do need to order actually, some number plates. Got a back one on it, but no front one. Languishing in a body shop somewhere that's been binned along with all my parts. So yeah, all of these parts are an absolute arm and a leg. We'll still need to get an arch liner actually for the other side. There is one on there with Club 500, but it's 45 quid or 49 quid, which seems a bit excessive, but they are few and far between, and it's the only one, so I think I'm going to have to just bite the bullet and buy it. I say they are different because you've got the gap as well down there for that bit. A lot of money in all of those parts on that bumper. Fog lights, I mean, fog lights are probably 50 or 60 quid a piece. The bit of outside trim around the outside down there is 75 quid. You've got the actual end bits that the fog lights sit into. They are about 50, 60 quid each. The actual grille itself is about another 50, 60, 70 pounds. Those side bits are 45 quid. There's one available for one side on eBay. Obviously I've got both sides there, so that's 90 quid a piece. The top badge, which is actually different on the Sport, they're probably quite expensive. I don't know how much they are. That centre grille, if you can get one, is probably 70 quid. So you can understand why I bought this, because generally all the other bumpers come with nothing on. Sometimes you'll get one with a badge, but as it's a sport, they probably take them off and sell them separately. So yeah, it was definitely the right thing to do. Whether I use this bumper or not remains to be seen. I don't really want to, and I love this colour. This is the same colour as my Fiat 500X was. Beautiful colour, love it. I'd love one in this colour. You don't see them that much, to be honest, but yeah, lovely, lovely, lovely condition. Best condition bumper I think I've ever seen, actually. So £300 for that was actually a bargain. Just a shame it is in blue. So that's it for now. We'll come back next week. I've done what I wanted to do today. I've got it all back together. I've got a front on it. I've got one headlight in it. I've got the other wing on. Can't put the other headlight in just yet. We have got to buy another DRL. I think I've got the driver's side, which has got a broken tab, but that's fine. Just need to get the one for that side. But as I say, the search for bumper will continue. If I have to use this one, that's what I'll do. But we're getting there, aren't we? That's less than a day's work because I've been out and about today. So in probably 3 hours, I've made some very, very good progress. So I will see you next week and we'll carry on. Right. We have a new bumper has arrived in colour. Now it has got a little bit of damage to it, unfortunately. We've got a little bit circled there, which is, can't actually see anything there. Don't know what that is. We have what has been described as a little dent there. If you feel it, you can just about feel a little dent there. Nothing much. Now the only other thing we've got is this. Now that is quite a substantial dent. Hasn't broken the paint, I don't think. So hopefully I can heat that up from behind. There's nothing in the way, I don't think, behind, and we should be able to push that out, hopefully. If not, I don't know what we'll do, but we should be able to do that, no problem at all. There's no other damage on it at all. Apart from that, it's fine. That was quite cheap, actually. 150 something, I think it was, including delivery. Obviously no trim on it, but that, as I explained before, it's got the badge. So we'll have a spare one of those, which is nice, which I'll probably sell, actually. Don't know how much I can get for one of those. It was less than the blow a little bit. And then what we'll do is we'll take all the trim off of that blue one. Once we've prepared this, we'll take all the trim off that blue one and then put it onto this one, which is a job and a half in itself, as I found out on the last facelift sport that I did, because some of that trim is really quite difficult to get out. But yeah, we'll do that. Yeah. That's it for now, really. So I think the next thing you'll see is me doing exactly that, and then once that's done, of course, that'll be the front of the car done. Right, welcome back again. So we are at the point where we can take this blue bumper off, take all of the trim off of it, except for the main badge, because the new bumper has the main badge, and we can put it all on the grey bumper. Now the grey bumper, as you've seen, does need a bit of work on it, and before I put all the trim on, I'll probably attempt to do that. Hopefully it will work. It might not, in which case I don't know what we'll do. We'll do something, but yeah, hopefully it will push out. If we have to do, I don't know, we'll cross that bridge as and when, as to if it doesn't push out, but I think it will. I think it will. It hasn't cracked the paint, so it should be right. Now, when we've done these facelift cars before, this facelift Sport in particular, I did have grief. It was my sister-in-law's one, the black one, and I did have problems getting some of this trim out. And no doubt the same is going to happen again. It's very expensive trim. I do not want to break it, so I will be as careful as I can. But I am going to set you up on time lapse, and we'll get this bumper down on the floor, and we'll get everything off of it. So let's go. I had a bit of a nightmare doing that. It always is a nightmare. What I did discover was when you got the grille here, you got this piece and the grille. If you take the grille off first, it allows you to get to the things, the tabs, easier. But those bloody tabs, it's impossible trying to figure out which tabs are on the bumper. That's why I went and got this bumper, the new bumper, trying to figure out which tabs are on the bumper and which tabs are on the actual trim. And then when you've got two pieces of trim, as you got there, trying to figure out which piece is the silver trim and which piece is the actual grille itself. Nightmare. Right, I'm not going to bother filming it, but I'm going to get it all back on now. Oh man, be glad to get this done. It's really hot as well. That doesn't help. So there it is, done. Everything's in. Oh man, that was a mammoth task. I knew it was going to be because I've done it before. Before I put it all on, I don't think I showed you. I've pushed that out. That dent has completely gone. And I believe that one has as well. So we just need to get all this paint off. Paint off the you know, the white stuff. Yeah. Apart from that, once it's got some bits of glue on it, I put the new one on because the one that was I put the one that was on the blue bumper on because the one that was on this bumper, because it did come with that, was chrome rather than the gunmetal. So whether at some point in the past it's had a new one put on, but the wrong one, I don't know. But yeah, it looks much better now. It's in the right colour, doesn't it? I know it's obviously it's not finished because we got to sort that wing out. We got to get that push that so it lines up properly. And obviously we've got to line the wing up properly because it's only thrown on for the time being. I've got a little scratch there, haven't we? I need to get rid of that. And obviously, yeah, the wing's just thrown on at the moment, so it needs to be lined up. Right, so I have this white stripe to get rid of. Now I've done them in the past, all the way along both sides of the car. I've done a checkered one on the roof. Really easy. Now you often see people asking on Facebook about the best way of doing this. I'll make sure we've got sound, yep. You often see on Facebook groups people asking about the best way to do it, and people often say use a hairdryer or a heat gun. Now I've tried that and I find this way the best way. Boiling kettle, boiling water, it's literally just boiled. Pour it over. Leave it for a minute or a few seconds. Pour more. And then you get an end, like so. Once you get it started, sometimes you might need a little bit more water just to get it going because it will split. It does depend on how old they are, how long they've been on for. Factory ones I've taken off as well and they come off just as easily. Now, you don't burn your fingers doing this unless you're very stupid with the water. But once you get an end started, which can be tricky sometimes in itself, as you can see. And actually a point is not the best way, the best place. The only reason I haven't started the other end is because it's close up against the wing, because this is only on temporarily, this wing. No, I can't get it, hang on, let me try again. I've spent about the last 20 minutes or so. I've actually used the hot water method. I've got more hot water out. I did use the heat gun. I've also used the rubber wheel as well. Now the rubber wheels normally do it as well. I've used the rubber wheel in the past when I've had the pinstripes, the Italian pinstripes, and that gets it off. It's better with the hot water, but I've spent about 20 minutes just getting this piece off, nearly halfway, and I'm bored now, so I can't be doing with it now. And it does, because it heats the panel up so much with the heat gun, you can't help but burn your fingers, which is what you don't do when you use hot water. So I don't know whether this is a cheap one that's gone on afterwards or whether this is a factory one. The rubber wheel and some sticky stuff remover will get the remainder of the glue off. You often get glue left on there, but these you normally get hold of a great big chunk and pull, and it does it. If you don't believe me, have a look at my 300 pounder series. I can't remember which video it was. It was some time ago, but in there I did it. and that's where I developed the phrase pour and pull, and that came off a treat. Anyway, I won't bore you with any more of that now. Yeah, I'll come back to that another day. Right, I have finally got all this off. Still got glue residue on it, but that was the most difficult thing I've ever done with these stickers. Normally they come off with ease. You've seen me in numerous videos over the years taking those off. I am just thankful that it was only this piece. It's probably taken me, in total, I've done this in 2 bits. It's probably taken me 2 hours just to get that bit off. Absolute nightmare. I've used the hot kettle method, which did work the best, and the heat gun as well. But yeah, it's just bit by bit by bit. What a nightmare. I'm just going to use the old sticky stuff remover and get the glue off. I might use the toffee wheel on it as well. Yeah, I'm really glad that's done. There's still just a couple of little bits on the edge, but I can't get to those until I take the wing off again, which of course I'll be doing to straighten up that inner wing tip. Yeah, let's clean that up, and then what we're going to do is attack that inner wing. So we'll get this wing back off and we'll get that done. That way we can get the front finished. Once we've done that inner wing and we're in the right place, we can maneuver the wing, put the light in, sort the bonnet out, and then we can get the front done. Once we've done that, I can't even remember if I've looked at the brakes now. Don't know, but we need to look at the brakes, check those. I think we have actually. Check those out, see if we can get it ready for an MOT, because it's not MOT'd. Obviously I want to be able to MOT it so I can park it outside when I need to. So yeah, need to get that done sooner rather than later. We got the other light, it's just we haven't put it in because obviously we've got the issue in here, which we will sort out with the porta power, and we'll probably do that next week. So I will see you, yeah, I'll see you next week on this video, of course, when we do that. We're doing this in stages, this car, because this car's been parked up for a little while, on and off, doing bits and pieces. We went great guns on the beginning of the video, and then it's been on the back burner whilst I'm doing other projects. So yeah, we'll be back next week. Right, it has been a few weeks. I don't know how long it's been quite a while. It's been parked up while I've been doing other projects. As it stands at the moment, you still haven't seen this. Whilst I'm recording this now, you've still not seen the walk around on this car. Today we're going to try and get this wing straight, or this flitch as they call it. It's got to come out quite a bit, and I'm just looking at it to see how I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to use porta power, and I'm going to push off the chassis leg, the back of the chassis leg. I think that's probably the best way of doing it, because the tip is quite flexible, whereas the chassis leg is solid. So it's going to bend it quite easy. I've bent it with a hammer. I've bent it with a porta power before when I pushed it up, but this time I've got to push it out, or potentially in from the other side. But I think I'm going to push it out. That'd be the easier way. I might even do a bit of both, but I need to figure out which is the best way of doing it. I've sort of had a measure. I know how far it's got to go. Let me just quickly show you. I've got the wheel off. I've got the wing back off. So yeah, we're going to give it a go. So what I really think I should probably do, if I take the water bottle off, which unfortunately is full up, and then I can push off of the back of the chassis leg. And my idea is to push here up to here and push that outwards. I think I'm probably I'll move these wires out of the way. In fact, they're already out of the way, and push this, and hopefully that will push that out. We may need to push that in as well. I will heat it up, but yeah, there's quite a bit of pushing needed. Yeah, potentially push this side to push that side in and that side out, and a bit of both the other way. So I may have to try and push off the wall as well, potentially. But yeah, I'm going to have a go. I'm not going to film it all because it's just going to be too long and boring, but we'll come in every now and again and show you bits and pieces. But none of the actual thing itself is dented in any way. It's just this tip. So it should be easy enough to straighten it up. Well, that was easy. It started off and I thought, how am I going to do this? Because the porta power was too long to get in there. But you know what I used in the end? I tried pushing off the wall and it worked to a degree, but it was pushing it more at the back and it wasn't really working. You can see now, look at that, perfect. Absolutely perfect. That is slightly out of shape, that thing, but that's fine. The wing fits quite nice. Quite nice. Might need a little bit more adjustment, but it fits quite nice. What I did was I used this. So you take off the normal bit and you stick these jaws on, and I stuck the jaws in there and pumped it up, and all it did was the jaws open and it pushes it out, and it was absolutely no effort whatsoever. It did it really easy. It did it in about 5-10 seconds. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, well pleased. Never used those before, but they're really good for spreading when you can't push or pull, which I couldn't, or I was having trouble doing it. So I think it's all lined up, it's all good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to test fit the headlight and see how that goes in, and providing that plugs in okay down here and obviously lines up and what have you. I haven't put the top bolt in that one yet, but all the others are in. They are white, so I will paint them. But yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's a shame there's a little scratch on that wing, but we'll have to sort that out at some point. Gap's okay, I think. Yeah, getting there. Yeah, pleased with that. Right, let's test fit the headlight. Right. Yeah, fits all right. There's a tiny bit of a gap. I'm not sure I can adjust it anymore. I might be able to adjust it a little bit more. I'll put the thing back in. Yeah, it fits all right. So we've got this piece in. I've got a nut and bolt on there because I couldn't find one, but that's fine. Yeah, I think what we need to do is test fit the bumper. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because if you remember, we did actually replace this bonnet as well, didn't we? So the bonnet was always going to need adjustment, and it's quite a bit out. It's got to come forward and it's got to go up at the back, down at the front. So I think what I'm probably going to do is take the scuttle panel off and adjust the hinges, and then we can move it around like we did before. It's not as bad the other side, but it is also out the other side. It's too high at the front, needs to move over, needs to come forward. So there is quite a bit of adjustment there. I did it on the red car, if you remember, on Project Stinky Ella, and it worked a treat. I just got to redo it on this one as well. Never mind. But yeah, that is closed. Is it closed? Yeah. So it's quite a lot of adjustment both sides. But yeah, I think that's the answer. I've just put the bumper on and see how that fits as well. So I've slotted it in both sides, and it's a nice fit both sides. Yeah, nice gap. Equal. Both sides. So the wing certainly hasn't got to move. It's just the bonnet that's got to move. As I say, I'm not changing the hinges, but they potentially have bent a little bit, because that, if you remember, that bumper was in a bit of a state that was on it. So yeah, that's the answer, I think, and we'll get it perfect. But I'm pleased with that so far. I would like that gap a little bit better by that headlight if I can do it, but you know, my eye's drawn to it, but we don't really notice it too much. But I'd like to get it a little bit closer if I can. Yeah, pleased with it. Right, so it is the next day. I was going to carry on with this on this video, but having put the video together last night, I realised it was getting a bit long. So I thought we'd end it here, and then we can carry on, get this bonnet adjusted, and all the other bits and pieces that are left to do. Let's just quickly go over what else we've got to do on this car, because you've probably forgotten, same as I have. It's been a while. Let's have a look. So obviously we got the bonnet to sort out. What else have we got to do? The brakes, as we know, are all okay. We'll get the wheels off and we'll give it a clean up under there. We'll clean the wheels off properly. We do need 2 new tyres. We've got Continental tyres all the way around on this, so we need 2 on both fronts. So whether we get Continentals or not, I'm erring on the not, but I have spent quite a lot of money on this car actually, and the car wasn't cheap. So I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. We'll do that another time, nearer the MOT time, when we get those tyres sorted out. The other thing we've got to do, obviously Same on the back, we've got to clean those up. The tyres are okay on the back. We've got this to sort out. We've also got in the roof a couple of dings, one there and one over there if you can see it. I'm probably going to get a dent person to come out and do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that myself. And because we've also actually got one in the driver's door as well, which I wouldn't have bothered, but we might as well get them to do that as well. So 3 little dings. That will then make, if we can sort this paintwork out, this, it's the only mark on it apart from that. So if we can sort that out, it'll be a nice tidy car. Back, there's nothing to do on the back, there's no scratches at all on the back. The only other thing we've got to do inside the car, oh, I've still got it locked, hang on. Obviously we've got to clean it all in here. Seats aren't massively filthy by any stretch. I will wet clean them, but they're not really dirty. Obviously the bumper's got to come off. I've still got to put that on, of course, the foam bit. Yeah, hoover it up, clean it up as necessary. At the moment, as you can see, we've got the cowlings off. The reason for that is we've been doing a bit of playing around with speedos. I bought a facelift TFT speedo and I've put it down to 0, the mileage that is, and I've done the same on this one. And I wanted to put this one in to see if it was 40, which it is. So the original the original speedo is in the boot. Well, obviously the original mileage, so we need to put that back in. The other thing we can do, obviously we'll run diagnostics, see if there's any codes. We're going to see if we can code in Apple CarPlay on this stereo. I don't think it's got Apple CarPlay. Whether we can code it in or not remains to be seen. Possibly, possibly not. Doesn't work on all of them. So that's pretty much what we got left to do, from of course the usual. So we've got to give it a service. We have got to track down the service history. I don't think we've got any paperwork with this car whatsoever. So we've got to track down the service history. I bought manuals for it. Clean up the wheels. What else was there? Service, I've already said that. I think I got a feeling, I can't remember what the mileage is on this now, off the top of my head. Cam belt's not been done on this, so I probably will get the cam belt done on this. I won't be doing it myself. I haven't got time to be messing around doing that. So yeah, we'll probably get Glenn to come and do the cam belt, MOT, and then it'll be pretty much done. There's not much left to do really. It sounds a lot, but there's not a lot. So we'll crack on the next video, and we'll make a start, and we'll get that bonnet sorted out. We're going to take that scuttle panel off, I said, and sort that bonnet out. That is it. So as always, someone can't drive. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're not a subscriber, hit the button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you on the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.